Hello, my name is Consuela Coley, and welcome to Meet the Candidates. I would like to welcome Ms. Veronica W. Roberson, a candidate for re-election on the Winterville Town Council. Welcome, Ms. Roberson.
How you doing?
As a means of introduction, please tell our viewers a little about yourself.
I'm a native of Winterville, North Carolina. My family has lived in the area for since the late 1800s. My grandfather was part of this community, my mother and my father. In 1970, I graduated from W.H. Robinson Union School. I was part of the last graduating class prior to the integration of schools in Pitt County. In 1974, I graduated from East Carolina University with a bachelor's degree. In 1981, I received my master's from the same institution. I have spent 32 years in public education in North Carolina. I spent 3 years at Washington County Union School in Roper and 29 years at Ada Middle School as a middle school teacher. I have continued my service by substituting, tutoring, and doing remediation. I'm the mother of 2 daughters, Consuela and Ella, and of course the grandmother of 2, Olivia and Jada. I'm a member of Mount Shallow Missionary Baptist Church in Winterville, North Carolina, where Reverend C. Cunningham is the pastor. I've also served 12 years on the Winterville Town Council.
What made you want to enter public service?
Well, my family has always been one that has done a lot of public service. My mother and my father instilled in us the idea of serving your neighbors. We would do chores or run errands for our neighbors, and we couldn't charge for this. My grandfather belonged to several civic organizations, the Shriners and the Odd Fellows and the Masons, and they would provide wood and food for widows. They made sure that the widows of their members were provided for. They would also adopt and nurture children in the neighborhood. I feel that we all have something to offer, and if we all give these things to our communities will grow. One of my favorite verses from the Bible, I'll paraphrase it: those who much is given, much is required. This is the basis of my public service.
What are some of the duties of a council member?
A council member, of course, has many duties based on the town that they live in, but they hear concerns, make policies, and guide the development of the community. They're elected by popular vote to represent the citizens of the area. They function with the town manager and the mayor to form the governing body of the town. They do their best to maintain a safe and orderly environment for the citizens.
For those who may not know, what are some of the qualifications to become a council member?
The main qualification is that you're a resident of the town of Winterville. We would hope that they would all be registered voters since they're participating in the process. In the past, in Winterville, it's not a requirement now, but all of our members have been above the age of 21. And our community has been established for about 200 years, but there only one woman has served on the board prior to my service on the board, who was Velma Harper, and she served on our board in the late, she was elected in the late 1990s.
What is the length of a term of office?
Our term of office is a 4-year term. All of our board is not elected at the same time. The terms are staggered, and we stagger them to provide some continuity and, of course, to keep some experience on the board.
How many seats are open?
There are 3 seats open at this time. The seat that I now hold, the seat that is held by Mr. Ricky Hines, and, of course, the seat that is held by the former Senator Tony Moore. During the election, the top 3, the people can vote for 3, and the top 3 candidates will be seated on the board.
Are there any skills or abilities that a person would need to serve on the town council?
The most important skill or ability that I would say is a love and concern for the community. The Winterville community is growing and changing rapidly. The leadership needs to be sensitive to the needs of a changing population and willing to learn from other professionals because the needs of this group of people and the ways to provide them would be something that we may not all know how to do. And none of us know everything, but we have professionals that will help us when we approach these problems. Good listener. A good listener will listen and attend to the concerns of the residents. And that's why we serve. We serve to serve the people. We can't be everywhere, so we need to listen to others. A willingness to learn is important. Seeking out information makes you better able to make important decisions. And of course, a leader needs to be dedicated. Take the time to fulfill the duties of the office. Being able to represent the town and the citizens, whether it's on an issue on the local level, the state level, or local events at ribbon cuttings, dedications, or other community gatherings.
What experiences have prepared you for this office?
Well, to be reelected, of course, my greatest experience has been the fact that I have served for 12 years. The citizens of Winterville have given me the opportunity to represent them. I've done my best to advocate for their best interests. We are elected at large, so we represent all of the citizens in the community. A citizen with a concern can contact any member of the board and they will represent them on it. I have completed and sought out educational opportunities to improve my knowledge and skills as a member of the town council. I have been afforded the opportunity to achieve the highest level in my training with the School of Government, which is the mentor level. I was able to participate in the first class of the Advanced Leadership Program. And of course, I've served as president of Women in Municipal Government, which is an affiliate of the North Carolina League of Municipalities. I've been afforded leadership opportunities in my church as president of several auxiliaries.
I know you stated earlier that you served 3 terms of office as council member. What are some accomplishments during those terms?
Well, one of the major things that we've seen recently is the completion of the Board Street project. This road was a project taken on by the North Carolina Department of Transportation. It was, at first, they thought that they would be able to finish it in 7 to 9 months, but the project actually took 17 months to complete. But it is a beautiful gateway entrance to our town. We have sidewalks, and of course we have a nice paved surface for transportation. We also have been able to allocate $20,000 a year for the repair of homes for low-income and senior citizens. This program has been administered by Rebuilding Together, and other community groups such as Winterville Baptist Church and Winterville Christian Church have paired up with them to provide low-cost repairs to several homes in the community. The funds were able to go a long ways because they were used for materials, and the labor was donated by our community organizations. We also have had the opportunity to replace 2 homes for people in our community. It was such a joy and a pleasure to see the appreciation from these citizens when they were able to go into their new homes and as they watched the progress of these homes. Our town partnered with the Pitt County Housing, the United States Department of Agriculture, College Park Church, and other churches from Winston-Salem, and the Grifton Mission Ministry to replace these homes for people at 2 families in our community. Our town, in the area of economic development, we've hired Stephen Penn to be our economic development person for the town of Winterville. Not only did we establish this position, but we also have increased our efforts in the area of economic development. We have facade grants available to local businesses, improvements to the sidewalks and the business area, and we have awarded grants and incentives to local businesses. We've changed our policy for public comment. When I first came on the board, you had to sign up a week or 2 weeks in advance to speak before the board. Now you can sign up the night of the meeting to share your concern with the board. We have a new electric supply contract with NTE. This contract afforded us the opportunity to not increase our costs when we were required to pay part of the settlement for the coal ash cleanup. Our rates did not go up because we were able to absorb this cost. I've sponsored 2 housing forums during my term of office. We had several agencies to come and provide information about assistance to homeowners to get their homes repaired. This spring, I sponsored a community conversation on jobs. The target audience was teenagers. We had Pitt Community College, NC Works, Ross, and the town of Winterville to give presentations on their opportunities for jobs. Recently, I served on a comprehensive land use plan committee. This document goes well beyond what I could have imagined. It does include information on mobility, parks, economic development, and public services. It covers a lot of areas, and it will be of use to this board and future boards.
As a council member and also a resident of the town of Winterville, what are some challenges that you see facing the town?
Well, growth is one that I'm glad that we have. We're in the midst of a major growth in population due to the building of 2 major housing developments. These projects will have citizens in them and, of course, increase our population that we will have to provide services for them, such as sewer, electric, and water, public works, police. It will increase our workforce and, of course, our costs. Changing population trends in our communities. We have to be ready for citizens that may have needs more diverse than the ones that we have here and now. We have to address them in our plans for the town. Millennials value and need different types of housing, recreation, and businesses than those of us that are baby boomers. We are a certified retirement community, so we need to provide services that this group of people would desire, such as a variety of grocery stores and transportation. Infrastructure needs is something that many communities are struggling with now. Aging water and sewer systems challenge our safety and well-being. We've seen the effect of this on several communities within our nation. We want our water supply to remain healthy and our sewer system to work efficiently. We need to get stormwater moving. We need to keep our drainage system working effectively to prevent flooding and standing water. Internet service is becoming an essential part of our lives and our communication. Just like television during the baby boomer generation, the need for internet services in homes has become a basic need. Our students, parents communicate using the internet. Many businesses only allow you in government and business area. You can only communicate through the internet with that. Our citizens are using Amazon and other services that are new to our area. I noticed that Food Line that they have 2 parking spaces devoted just to pickup from orders that have been placed over the internet. Indoor recreation. We are now in the process of developing greenways and pedestrian trails and updating our town parks. We need a facility that provides space for indoor recreational activities. Our community room and training room have been used for some activities, but things such as basketball, volleyball, they have not been offered due to the lack of space. Our town board is united in the desire to have this.
What are some ongoing projects in Winterville?
Well, the Nobel Canal is a drainage system that drains nearly all of Winterville. We are continuing our efforts to resolve this problem by putting down pipes and enlarging pipes that will carry more water. The project is budgeted at about $6 million. We did get a grant to replace a culvert that was destroyed by Matthew, but it still leaves about $5 million to be funded in this project. We do need, I've just mentioned, aging infrastructure. We need to replace it. We've applied for grant money through the Community Development Block Grant Program to find monies so that we can replace and make sure that our infrastructure is good for our citizens.
When and where can people vote for you?
Of course, citizens can always request absentee ballots from the Board of Elections. You call them and they will give you all the information and they will help you in returning them and making sure that you're up to date on all the procedures for completing an absentee ballot. Early voting begins at the Alice King Center on October the 16th, and you can early vote from 8 to 6 each day from October 16th to November 1 at that site. The other sites will open on October 28th, and they will be open until November 1st. These sites are the Agriculture Center, the Pat's Conference Room, ECU Student Center, and of course the Winterville Fire Station. The last date that you can vote for me will be Election Day, November 5th. Polls open at 6:30 and close at 7:30 p.m. 6:30 in the morning a.m. Curbside voting will be offered for anyone that has trouble getting in and out of the election polling place. It will be offered at the early sites, all of the early sites from October 16th through November 1st. And the ones that open October 28th, you can also get curbside. I urge everyone to use the early one-stop voting option for voting. This will cut down on problems such as your registration. If there's been a change, you can vote that day. About going to the correct precinct and long lines that may exist on election day. I've served as an election official and I've seen people that were very discouraged on election day when they couldn't vote because they were not in the right precinct. So if we use early voting, we won't have this problem on election day, because anyone, if you live in Grifton and you want to vote the Winterville Fire Station, you can vote October 28th through November 1. But on November 5th, you would have to go to the site, to the precinct that you're assigned to.
For those of us that are interested, how can we support your campaign and get in contact with you?
You can support my campaign by talking to your friends and family and getting them to vote for me. You can volunteer for my campaign by I need people at the polling places during early voting and on election day. My home number is listed. I have it right here, 355-5053. And of course, my email address, vroberson3@gmail.com. You can donate to my campaign or provide refreshments for the poll workers. Provide an endorsement for my campaign by contacting the media to let them know that you support my campaign.
If you would, Ms. Roberson, please give our viewers just a final statement.
I have the experience to serve the citizens of Winterville as their councilwoman and elected representative. My prior experience has given me many educational opportunities to learn about town government, acquaint me with the many aspects of the delivery of municipal services. I've met many people with expertise in the management of municipalities, and political affiliations that are of benefit to our community. We cannot be experts in all fields, so we need to know where to go to get that information. I am dedicated to the job of councilwoman. I attend council meetings and often the meetings of related boards. I serve as the town's representative on the Middies Commission and the Shepherd Library Board. Previously, I served on the board of the Contentna Metropolitan Sewer District. I've attended many festivals, night outs, ribbon cuttings, and dedications. I am concerned. Last week, one of the residents complimented me for visiting her after Dorian. This is what we do in smaller towns. We know, we show that we care to the residents of our community because we know them very well. If a citizen contacts me with a concern or question, I do my best to respond and follow through. I am willing. I've already given you examples of times when I go over and beyond to be the best representative for my community. Our community is growing and changing rapidly. We have plans to expand our town services so that we can serve our present residents as well as our new residents. Give me the opportunity to help guide the growth and the maintaining of services throughout our community. I am concerned, I'm dedicated, and I'm willing to serve. Let's make Winterville a slice of the good life. Please vote for Veronica Roberson for Winterville Town Council.
We have now come to the end of our interview with Ms. Veronica W. Roberson, who is campaigning for re-election to the Winterville Town Council. Please go out and support her in this election. We hope this information has helped you to better make an informed choice. A special thank you to GPAT TV for giving us the opportunity to share information with the citizens of Pitt County. We thank you for your interest in the election process. Please don't forget to share your voice and go out and vote in your local election. Thank you.